Hello Internet, hopefully I haven't messed up the sound or the picture or anything. I'm currently surrounded by, I'm watching Dora back on 3 screens with different levels of lag. And if I was a better streamer, I could have it so people could vote for how big the Dora webcam was. How cool would that be? You could vote, but I'm not. I don't know how long this stream will be, probably quite a lot shorter than last week as I am not feeling very well. But I at everyone. Started it. It's really weird when Dora does something, I see it happen in real time and then 5 seconds lag and 10 seconds lag. Live, I'm live doing FortressCraft. Phoenix. Well, not very ill, but I do. Yeah, I probably sound a bit nasally and a bit hot and a bit sweaty. /live. Dora, good. But yeah, I'm only doing stuff in the announcements channel so people can ignore it. If you miss, of course, watch later. Publish. I don't know what that does. It sends all servers following the channel. I think we probably have 0. Is a plentitude of cap. I've actually ever done it, so I finally got around. My monitor's come back from repair because it got broken, so hopefully that's all fine. But now I've got an extra monitor because the monitor I got out of storage, I thought I'd stick it on a stand and run it. But I've now got the slightly amusing issue that I've got the stream chat now on 3 monitors, which is one too many. Right then. Work out where my mouse cursor is. Don't have trails on. Let's fix that first. You look at the cat, I'll fix mouse trails. Oh, why do you have mouse trails? Why do you only have 1 monitor? Devtron, it's recorded that you can just pause it and watch it again later on. My mouse works. But as I said, I suspect this will be a short stream, probably 1 to 2 hours at max, because I am. Let's see if we can't. I didn't stream last night. There you go. You can just message me the snarky replies, and I will just, I offer pretty much a 24-hour snarky reply service. That's all things that I do. Alright, so where did I get to last week? So I have done a bunch of work since the last stream because this is going to be a long process. Oh, thank you for the subscription, WJG. It says nearly 2 years. I don't know what that means. Was that you? Did you do a message? Yeah, it's been about 2 years since I've done much FortressCraft dev, and I am very pleased to be back. So I did probably 2 or 3 more days of work just to sort of catch up, but as you can see, it's looking brilliant. There we go. Now, one of the things I need to do is the frame rate is awful. But we are actually progressing with lighting, which has got a lot better. Now, if you weren't here in the last stream, you'll be like, what? And this is a lot better than it was last week. Should be able to whoosh it through to daytime. Cool. Not that we can see a sun yet or any sky, but now it's daytime. My eyes should adjust, these lights should go out. Yeah, frame rate is just unplayably awful. Don't know why. Well, I say unplayably awful. You know, I'm on running on a fast computer, but lighting is working. Given value of working. One of the things I have to do is I either have to remember how to cheat and give myself a suit heater, or give myself a suit heater because I can't go down in the cold caverns because I keep dying. So one of the early gameplay changes has been there is no concept of nerd poling down past the cold caverns. It is not happening. Yeah, so lighting is working, again, for a given value of working. It's not as volumetric as I would like. Yeah, well, the frame rate, I mean, let's... the frame rate is 25, but that's a bit concerning that on this computer, that is at least in part down to the GPU. But yeah, that to me is unacceptable, and I need to work out why. So if I'm going to ship a game that runs okay on your computer, you know, a 970 or something, it needs to run at like 400 frames a second on the air. Otherwise, it will just run. So I have a massive amount of work to work out, but I have seen other people already complaining about Unity's HDRP performance. We shall see. But yeah, I'm going to head down to the cold caverns and die. This is on purpose, just looking at some of the stats and frame rates. I should probably do a lift, shouldn't I? Oh, there you go, I'm in the cold cavern. Let's head back up. Safe here. Yeah. So anything pink means that I have no shader for it. This is a lot of stuff right now. I also noticed there's no sound. I think I may have muted it because stuff was broken. As I said, I'm don't expect at the end of this me to go, hey guys, there's a build. I mean, there might be a build, but at this point, expect this to be like look at the. I don't know if you can see how dark the UI is, because the UI is being affected by the lighting. Just like, yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. Why is it a thing? I don't know why it's a thing. What's the upwards firing doohickey called? It's been a long time since I looked at this. Something excavator. Yes, I know I could do with a search. But lots and lots and lots to fix. Just remember what the icon is. But I can't. Let's see. Again, if you remember the icon better than me, just tell me. Don't make me look through this all. I remember what page it's on even better. Oh, it might be under mining. So that's one of the other things I want to do, is stick more stuff under mining. Because we do have this block type thing, but very few of them are set up. Nearly everything is machinery, including, you know, snowmen. So snowmen, are they also decoration? Yeah, so the snowmen aren't decoration, for example, whereas a room evaporator is. So I should probably at some point fix those. Come on, one of you has to know. I did this last stream as well. It'll come back to me once I've actually been back and I've played this for a whole bunch more time, because I mean, I'm just rusty. The auto excavator, the upwards excavator. I just can't remember what the hell it's called. It should be under mining, or to be honest, we should really add more, because we've got so many. We've got configurable lights under effect. We've got so many machines, and I need to sanitize them, as in my sanity, not make them clean. We have so many filters that aren't used, and then ones that got nothing in them. Now, what I have done before, and if you're here, Todd Mia, I love you, is I've gone FCEDB excavator. It mean auto excavator, because there you go. Rubbish, I can looks like a red laser gun. Thank you. Yep, it's easy once I know what I'm looking for. Although none of these, I'm not planning on just spending my time fixing shaders. I've got very fundamental issues, like the words, like the fogging and the lighting, like the fact this is pink. I've just been fixing them as I've seen them. The BFL is the one that goes horizontally. You may have been using it to go downwards, but that is wrong and forbidden, and will be removed. Hey, the lights work on that though. Like, quite a lot of stuff does work, and that does please me. And also, I'm in editor, so every time I do this, someone goes, "Wait, how are you using solar panels underground?" And the answer is always, "I'm not here to play the game. That's for the test session. I'm here to make things happen." So the best way to do this is 4 solar panels. Sorry, 4 batteries, 4 solar panels. Bibbidi. Get used to the pink, by the way. That's happening a lot. The BFL can only dig downwards if you cheat. That is an exploit I just never got round to fixing. As you can see though, my torchlight doesn't work. .307, 307. 1. And if you have played FortressCraft, whatever, you might notice that the loading times are significantly improved. That was something I did a couple of years ago. So I've already done a big pass over how quickly it generates stuff. So I haven't just started. Much more work to do there. You can place the BFL in a way that is not supported in order to force it to dig downwards. It's cheating. It's just flat out not. Just take it. Definitely won't be allowed in FortressCraft 2. Don't do it. Or I will judge you. Nope. But here's the problem. That light is... Oh, it's on the surface, isn't it? I wonder... Oh, look. I'll tell you what. I might log off here and fix the drop pod light. So let me see if I can. Part of what I want to do with these streams is give you guys a clear indication of how much work has to be done on this. There is just an enormous amount of things to do, and it's not going to be a quick process, much as I would love it to be. Part of the reason these streams are here is to show people who go, "Oh, you've just done a port. Oh, you've just run it in the new Unity, blah, 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 blah." All of those things. I can go, "Have you watched the streams?" "Oh, no." "Right, go and watch one of these streams. Just watch me achieve one small thing. And hopefully at the end of that, you'll go, Yeah, that was yeah, that was a lot of work. So that's part of it. The intro one. Unused original components, intro sequence. It's the deorbit container, that's it. Which I can't see. There we go. Now I don't know whether or not these assigned their textures correctly. Let's assume they did. And then we've got, so that's the crashed one. Locator light. Now. Again, I mean, I worked at EA. I assure you that the Need for Speed was not just a click and an update. The Need for Speed updates were huge amounts of work. So I understand it's hilarious to say that, but it's just not true. It's just genuinely not true. And even with FIFA, again, it's a huge amount of work to keep it updated. And I mean, FIFA looks incredible. I mean, I wouldn't play the game if you paid me, but oh my god, the art on the people and stuff is just insane. Transparent, cull. Oh, not cull either, but all right. Oh, I have to tick double-sided, don't I? Again, I'm assuming you're being funny, but seriously, no, that's just not true. The all of these remasters are just unbelievable amounts of work. Like they really are. I wish they weren't, because then we see a lot more of them. Is it that one? Yes. No. Is it that one with a tiling of -1 on the Y? Aha! There it is. Although, maybe it looked better the other way. I think that's wrong, but it looks better. And let us also... So balancing the brightness of things is so difficult. So let me show you here. So we're actually at -8. So that's 0 scene exposure. And I think we actually are at -13. So that is our nighttime brightness, I think. And our daytime brightness, I think, is possibly 0. So you've got, yeah, it's really hard to balance. It's much harder than it was before. But once I get there, it should be all right. And same thing with you. Same color. As I mentioned last week as well, I cannot possibly market this game in anywhere close to you guys talking about it. A bunch of you came in here last week telling me, have I played this game? Have I played this game? Some new, I can't remember what it's called now. What was it called? Some new factory game. And I'm like, no. But more importantly, I hope you guys go into their streams. Have you played FortressCraft? Have you heard there's a FortressCraft 2? Oh, I can't do. Oh, that's annoying. Mirror. So I hope you do mention to other people that, you know, this is happening, and hopefully you're excited. I know I'm excited. Oh, 1, not 0. Okay, so if I go back in now. Dora, is it too much to ask you to stay in frame? Been in and out of the boxes all morning, so I thought I'd keep them in frame. But I mean, we did this before. Somebody wanted the ability to control and shift click in and out of storage containers. I'm like, right, we're going to do this. And after 3 hours, I'd done about 2% of it. And they went, okay, I get why this isn't possible. But people don't. People have no idea how complicated and difficult writing games is. And that is, and remains to be, and will always be, a large part of why I do these streams. Is so I can say it's not. But this is why, you know, I have no love for FIFA particularly. But that's why I won't allow comments in the chat like, oh, it's just a graphics update. Oh, they just changed the roster. Because having actually worked there, I can tell you for nothing that is absolutely not true. Oh, it's Spider Bro. And I want to try out, where possible, to educate on these streams as much as entertain. In fact, hopefully, I think most likely there's probably a lot more education than is entertaining. Yeah, I just bought a pair of headphones and they have an app. And yeah, I'm good just pressing the buttons on them. This really is. There we go. That's kind of what I mean. So I was expecting that to a lot brighter. That was called the orb. See if I can get some numbers. So one of my early goals is to get the game looking a lot better. Not in all ways, but so I can start to show off some of the graphics and to say, look, look how much better it looks. You're not entertained? Oh, that's interesting. Oop. I need nighttime again. Go away. Annoying thing is I have to pause it in order to get my mouse cursor back. What am I fiddling with then? Function here. I'd show you, but Dev Studio is still opening. 15 seconds, what? Right, that's why. Click float. White rate equals 512. I don't know if you can see, but Dev Studio is really laggy. Now, I do not have a shit computer, and Dev Studio is laggy. Like, I type it, it's like, Spring Out Aussie. I've always asked people, if you're going to bring up a bug, I need you to only ever bring up one bug with me. If you have something that you think is the worst thing in the game, bring that up until I fix it, or I say I'm not going to. Otherwise, I end up with people going, oh, what about this? What about that? I know the leg's a bit wrong, but I don't care, because so what? It's just, that to me is an extremely minor bug. But, and this is something I've asked for a long time, if you do not think that is the most important thing wrong with a game, I don't care. Don't bring it up with me. Only bring up with me the thing that must be fixed. Whatever that is. Like, you cannot ship the game without this. The best thing you could add to the game would be that. Bear in mind, let's have a brief diversion. So I wrote an inverse kinematic system for Spider Bros legs, right? Which you're complaining about. You're bitching about that, right? Do you remember Battle Engine Aquila? Right, this was a game. Let's see if we can find it on Moby Games. Just to sort of explain to people, I mean, I'm not going to let you, but a lot of you guys don't realise what a fucking miracle I perform here. Right, Battle Engine Aquila was developed by 137 people, right, including Glencore. All right, the technical director, Glencore. Who's that, you say? Glencore did things like Syndicate and Populous and Flood and Ball Breakers and Powermonger, right? This is an incredibly brilliant guy. Designed by Alex Trowers, who did High Octane, Magic Carpet, Dungeon Keeper, right? This game had one thing going for it, just one, and that was the legs of the Spider Roby. Like, this was the game, come on, check me next channel, Bet, was the fact that you had walking spider robots. That was the whole game. There was nothing really good about the game, apart from the fact you had giant walking spider robots. And I can't even show you that, because this guy's played an internal view. Whereas for me, there we go. Oh no, we don't. Whereas for me, the fact we have a giant walking robot is just one of thousands of features in the game. This guy's seriously not actually playing an external view at all. Yeah, there we go. So this is the... Well, that's not a good example. So this is what I mean. I do stuff in FortressCraft that other games would have as their main feature. Not that I am able to show you literally any of it. And you bitch about it that it's not good enough. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, come on. Oh, should be... here we go. Yeah, there you go. Giant walking robot. A inverse kinematic walking robot. I mean, I just saw there, for heaven's sake. So if you look at the way the leg lifts up, just there. Wait for it. Comes up. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Down. And as I said, this was, to a great degree, and if Alex or Glenn has ever watched this, I'm sorry, that was the only good thing about the game. Was that, you know, it was all right. It was kind of like Magic Carpet. It was all right. But yeah, the giant walking robots were amazing. And that was, I mean, this was some years ago, don't get me wrong, but that was the big thing about the game, was a giant walking robot like that. And it blew people away. I couldn't believe you could do that. And yeah, there you go. I mean, you saw the legs there. What's that? What's that leg? Oh, yeah, you can see that. See this this leg here, this front right one. You can see it go, watch, blop, and there, look, there you go. See that leg there, that one? See it bend right down and up? And then the legs clip through the floor. So my point is, Spiderbot may have issues, but he is one of 10,000 features that I've done in the game. This game's USP, I am not joking, the reason this game existed, all people talked about was the walking spider robot tech. And even that buggers up sometimes. So yeah, this is why I try and talk about it. As I say, I don't think a lot of people realise some of, well, just how much stuff I do that you don't even realise. Yeah, and the answer is yes. I would like Spiderbot not to break so much, but it's just a pretty minimal thing for me to worry about compared to everything else. But I do encourage each of you, everybody watching, feel free to leave it in the comments, the one thing you want fixed for FortressCraft 2. Now, what it is, that's what I want fixed, is blah, blah, blah. And if the most important thing to you is Spiderbot's legs annoy you, that's fine. That's it. But if the most important thing to you is wiring, don't talk to me about Spiderbot's legs. Only talk to me about that thing. And if 10 of you all pick the same thing that is the most broken, the chance of it getting fixed are much higher than one person thinks Spiderbot's legs are broken, another person wants fluid, and somebody else doesn't want wasps. You know, I then just have to sort of pick something. But with FortressCraft, I mean, it really, 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 really does so much. It's... Cryptic, have you been watching Astro Trucks? That's my first question. And Austin, sure, but do you feel that the only thing that I should fix in this game, over high priority, anything else is, well, whatever you think is wrong with the worms? Do you think I should put that above anything else? If not, then, you know, not shut up, but worry about that most important thing. I barely see the worms. I mean, you might see the worms for a couple of minutes each playthrough. Right, let's see if I can't make that a little bit better. Okay. So for Astro Trucks, and I will have a little teeny weeny clip of it because it's cool. Was it even the last thing I did? No, where is it? Like Gyatso. Here we go. So I wrote my own inverse kinematic system for this. Slightly older video, but this inverse kinematic system is a multi-joint one that does that. Has been improved. It's been coming on in leaps and bounds. So SpiderBot uses a fairly generic IK system. Sorry, a fairly non-generic IK system. So initially, I used a double intersection system. So you calculate the point of the hip and the foot, and from that, there are only two places the knee can be. So you always pick the highest one. I now use a slightly more advanced version on SpiderBot, but when it came around to writing a new system, this latest IK one, where is the little video I did of our terrible in-flight? Why are these so small? When I zoom in, they don't really get much bigger. I'm sad I can't find it. Yeah, so I wrote my own bespoke, specialized inverse kinematic system, because there aren't any. Like most IK systems are really designed towards feet. But you can see here, I mean, it's smooth now. This is again an older video, but you can see it is connecting from the top of my spaceship into their spaceship. So I can drop it straight into anything I like. That's cool. I did do a very good video of it, because these are all old ones. Is that an old one? So again, this is one of those things that what I've done there, if you drop back 20 years, what I've done there is an actual miracle. I had the advantage of being able to chuck loads of CPU time at it. That's always nice. But I don't know of any other game that lets you run a cable between two vehicles over the network. But you can see there. So I was in the cockpit underneath, and somebody else was flying that spaceship above me on the internet. And then that's the cable remaining attached between A and B at all points, which I'm very pleased with. But yeah, my point is, it's much better for you to pick something you hate and to champion that hate than to try and go, oh, and this and that, and oh, it'd be cool if you fix this and all those sort of things. Like, yeah, I know, I'm well aware there are lots of things wrong with the game, but I can't do them all. And if you're only talking to me about the most broken thing, then it's much more likely that that thing will get fixed. Why doesn't this seem to work? I mean, the only thing I know wrong with the worms is they occasionally animate badly. Research/help/unbuilt item hidden thing. Now, is this the, you think, wrongly, that you should see every single thing? Austin, what makes you think that's a bug? Oh, I broke it. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, it's turned off. Okay, there we go. Right. A bit better. Worms pop up and before the animation's over, you're dead. Right, but even that's not really a bug. I mean, allow me to phrase this another way. Stop walking on soft resin. That's the... that's a better way of dealing with this. It's supposed to be dangerous. Oh, it does look cool with shadows in it. So that's 400,000 intensity. A little bit mad. Right, definitely, I understand what you're saying. You're saying you don't like it that the game doesn't show you what you don't know about. Sure. However, there's no chance I could show you everything because you would completely and totally get overwhelmed. Like you would totally get overwhelmed. That looks cool. I'm not sure if that's quite the look I'm going for. Like probably 400,000 is probably a little bit much. Try 4,000. Also, it doesn't help, it's very dark at the moment. But you can see we've got the reprojection, so you've got that effect. But yeah, the glow sticks are also far too bright. They just look cool, so I've left it for the moment. But yeah, see the shadows? That's what that. Look at that. Oh. But yeah, I'm hoping that before release, you know, in about 2 years, give or take, that this tech for the lighting improves. So you can see it's having issues because the frame rate's so low. Yes, because you don't learn the research for something until you've built it. I know what you mean. I mean, that's still probably too much. But now I'm back down to a much smaller number than I was at when I started. I don't think this is working. Top 5 things I want to fix. I mean, I've mentioned this before. I think FortressCraft as a game is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. The main thing I've issued is a lot of the rendering tech is very old. I want to see much more of the base. For those of you that have followed my my gaming streams, I do stream and game it. I really like Mindustry. And it annoys me. Some things in Mindustry annoy me, and I'm like, I really wish I could fix them because I want to. That's too much, isn't it? But now, put you at the 4. What? I can fix things as I go along, and that's important. So I think overall, I actually just really like FortressCraft's gameplay, and I can fix it if I don't like it, and that's also awesome. My main issues with it is when people do insane things and it doesn't run very well. And I do want to have people doing massive bases. Have I spelled it right this time? Oh my god. Three, 4, 5, 6 seconds in order to pop up nothing at all. Now will you do it? 3 seconds. Wow. So I rebooted my computer just before, but I did get C, and then spacebar to complete it, and it churned. Why has Dev Studio got so slow? Matter Scientist, we actually had this discussion recently. Yeah, not you were supposed to, but there's nothing wrong with running your turbine power up from the toxic caves. You're quite welcome to. It depends whether or not you want to run the power up or the biomass. I don't mind what you do. I mean, this is important. When I have actively stopped people doing something or massively forced you to, it's for good reason. There's a very good reason you cannot smelt on site. It's a good gameplay and technical reason. It's not just because I don't like you doing it. I don't care what you do. Amazing how many people seem to think that I go out of my way to do this. I'm like, I really don't care what you do. It's your game. Go mad. Yes, indeed. Anything that controls a light needs to understand both light data and light now. Light data, light data, light data, light data. But one of the things that I mentioned this last week, one of the important things about FortressCraft is there isn't really a wrong way to play it. There's a slow way and a fast way, but not really a wrong way. A wrong way is a slow way. And I honestly don't care how you play it. As long as you're having fun, play it. The issue is, and this is something, is when people play it wrong and they're not having fun and then write a review or bitch about it, and it's like, well, don't do that. Oh, I want to do that. I'm like, right, but you're not having fun doing it. So I've had, the reason that Super Dig was so massively nerfed is I've had a number of people and they got to tier 2 without building any automation whatsoever. They did all the way up to tier 2 via super digging. So I'm like, right, I'm gonna have to seriously nerf that. The idea of super digging was to clear stuff, not to actually make resources. Not to actually, use it to cut, but they were literally running all the way down to tier 2, filling up their inventory by super digging a vein and running back, and then bitching the game was boring, tedious, grindy. I'm like, but you're playing it wrong. I play it how I like. I'm like, yeah, but when I'm telling you're playing it wrong and you're not having fun, maybe you should sink in that I should change the way I'm playing it. Again, if you're having fun, great. I visited one memorable world where they set up a positive resource loop of crafting basic conveyors and then macerating them. And they're like, you're going to nerf it. I'm like, no, I'm impressed. Like, you've spent 50 times more, shut up, phone, you're spending 50 times more time doing it the wrong way than doing it the right way. But, you know, go mad, mate. That's brilliant. I just think I was maybe a little bit too low on this dig. But if you're doing something, you know, actively stupid and brilliant, my goodness me, let me know, because that's awesome. Because if you macerate basic conveyors, you end up with more resources than went in. These guys had like a kilometre wide maceration and crafting setup. It worked. It was stupid, but it worked. Well, I mean, there are crappy bombs. They're called nano disintegrators. What's wrong with those? Why do you want bombs and super dig and nano disintegrators and something else? You could get tier 2 metals for getting the suit heater. You really can't do that anymore. Oh. What have I done wrong? It's gone black. But what's wrong with... I understand. You want something that's not a bomb and not an annihilator and not super dig. What and why? And we're pointing at the light... Like, we're pointing at the light data. Cool. It's just gone to... blank. Light data dot intensity plus equals... else we fade out. So it's supposed to be trying to go to 1600. It's supposed to be trying to go this bright. One thing I don't like is it's very... Well, now see, here's where it gets interesting. So I've been balancing the lighting a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's right. Maybe. But then you have this issue. I'm going to make it foggy. Can't see it now, can you? And this is where it's going to get very difficult. So now you can't see it. But now, let me make that light 10 times brighter. Yeah, thanks, Ian. That's what I wanted. I really wanted to see the console. So this light is now 10 times brighter. See it? Is that it? Yeah. Put it over there on the left-hand side of the screen. Now let's make it 100 times brighter, 1,000 times brighter, 10,000 times brighter. But you can see my eye is adapting. So herein comes the problem. That should be bright because my eye should have adapted. And this is what I have been fighting back and forwards with constantly. Because, right, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the fog off. Now, when I say fog, I don't mean in the distance it gets more purple. It's light. So there you go. Now the fog is 1/10 of the distance, 100th, 1,000th. It's like, well, why is the sky getting dark? Oh, I know. So if I put the... Yes, here we go. There's the fog at 400,000, 40,000, 4,000. Why is it getting brighter, not darker? And then 400. I was like, oh, well, let's try increasing it down from 4,000 down to... So actually, let's find at which point it's breaking. I think there might be bugs in this. So that's 3,000, 4,000, all right, 2,000, yeah, 1,000. See, that is what I'd expect. As the fog rolls in, essentially, things get darker because there's particulates in the air blocking it. Fine. So there we go. That's the fog at, 500 meters. 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. Yep. 8,000. Why is it getting darker? So as I put the fog up to 165,000, why is it dark? That doesn't make any sense. I've got rid of the fog. What's going on? I've got this issue that 16,000 fog seems to be alright. That looks cool. And then, you know, some days will be foggy. So the foggy days will look like this. Yeah. Well, there is atmosphere. That's what this is. This is global atmosphere. Oh, is it because the sky's black? So yeah, let's bring the sun up. Just to make things even more complicated. And bear in mind, I got this right on FortressCraft over a period of about 8 years. This should be midday now. Move a bit away from that. But this will be a long balancing process. Yeah, what's like... There we go, the sun's there. So this is the issue. That drop light, which I've not changed, by the way. That's how it's been the whole time. That's now brighter than the sun. How much brighter than the sun? 10,000 times brighter than the sun? Now it's... let me make it as bright as the sun. So this is the thing. I don't mind working with correct values and all that, but that doesn't seem to work. But this is a combination of exposure and fog and lighting and all this stuff. I mean, if you've played Valheim, you know what it looks like when a game gets volumetrics right. It looks great. Simple graphics, great lighting. Yeah, so I am now... I know the sky's black, but that's not really important. I don't know why the sky is black. I'm pretty sure I told the sky to be... not. Yeah, the sky should be a blue colour. I don't know why that's not working. So many things wrong. But yeah, things will break if you start putting stuff in that is radically outside of like real numbers. But at least, so we've got the issue, like, now we've got daylight. Cool. So we're being hit by daylight. I know the sun's invisible. Cool. And you can see the nice volumetric fog stuff going on there. I don't know what it's coming off, but something's causing a shadow. Let me just see what I've got the fog set to. I keep writing down numbers that work for this. So I've put it to very foggy, but it's gone bright. So why hasn't my eye adjusted? Because my eyes are supposed to adjust. That's one of the things. Okay, so let's change the exposure to... No, stop doing it. So now we have the issue. That was definitely too many. Now we have the issue that it gets washed out. So I'm struggling. Yeah, see, this is the thing, Austin. Bloom is an Xbox term. There's no such thing as bloom. Bloom was a simple blur based on a clip. This is accurate and correct lighting for some given value of accurate and correct. Devtron, that's not a bug? Wait. You got stuck on an elevator and you got killed? How's that a bug? Don't do that. Not a bug. Yeah, so as you can see, I am struggling with the lighting quite a lot. So I picked -7 and +15. But the confusing thing is -7 is somewhat darker than like the coldest night. Well, the bug is that it should kill you. No idea what's going on now. Am I inside some sand or something? Oh, yes, I can't see. Yeah, they're glow tubes or something. They don't render anymore for the time being. How do I get in here? But that's a minor bug. The elevator shaft doesn't kill me when I'm in somewhere I shouldn't be. Just, again, if these are your biggest bugs, I'm great, brilliant. This is a bug-free game. But how do I make the contrast come back? I think it's something to do with just accuracy levels in the HDR buffer. It's only 10-bit, it's not infinite accuracy. Yeah, but we don't have any bloom at all. So if you mention bloom, I don't really know what you mean. And I have done some HDR games, but this is going to be my first one with a day-night cycle. Right. Okay, see, Devon, there's an important part of your issue, and I'll read the important about that. In my current base design, your current... Well, why don't you... And this is a crazy... Why don't you not design your base like that? Doctor, it hurts when I do this. Well, stop doing that then. Yeah, so here's another issue. At night time, you can see the sky because the sun isn't drowning it out. Yeah. This is not an expansion. This is a new game. There you go. There's the sun. My eyes are adjusting. That's fine. Let me. So, let me see if I can show you one of my other issues that I'm having, because one of you might go, well, obviously. So, let me bring this, put the game across here, and I'll pop the inspector. So, I keep saying so. We have two values that represent the eye adjustment to get brighter and the eye adjustment to get dimmer. So this one is, going to give me a... Let me check the documentation, because... always a good idea. Limit min. Notice they've got -1 and 14. This being noted as a... So let me just put their number. So just in case that I've done that. So -1 and 14. That's basically black. Now bear in mind we are in the middle of the day, because the sun's up there somewhere. So this is set to, well, moonless scene and sunlit scene. So I've got to put this down to -7. If I put it to -7, everything gets brighter. This doesn't make sense. This is the daytime. Why am I changing the dark value? But this one is the one that's doing it. So that's also doing it. Now there is a way to... is it... I love this. We've got the rendering debugger, which they haven't touched in about 10 years. Now we've got the frame debugger. And then we've got the rendering debugger. Yeah. So now we can also fiddle with the debug lighting mode. Is this one? I suspect if you're going to be following this through development, you're going to be seeing this a lot. I've just set the debug exposure to 50. Something should have happened. So here we go. This is analysing the scene and showing me how bright it thinks the scene is. So that's cool. I mean, that is cool because this is quite new. So before now, I've just had to be going, I don't know. All right, so apparently we're at minus 0.43. So I fiddle with the compensation value. Does nothing. Sometimes if it does nothing, it just means I'm looking at the floor. Ah, there we go. Right, so that's showing that my entire scene is about minus-ish. Oh, wait, that's just showing me where my mouse cursor is. Why would you do that? Show me the middle. Very helpful. Neither is that. That just shows 2 copies of the screen. Why? So that is actually pretty neat. I like that. Because that's showing me my scene is at about -6. And I want it to be at 0. So should I then not just make this number 11? Why didn't that do anything? Maybe turn off the slow eye adaptation so it just becomes instant. But this is the bit I don't get. I thought this means please try and get me to a value modified by compensation. So 0. Oh, 0. Oh, should it be -11? Ooh, what? Wait, the compensation is... What? There's literally no document. It just goes, use it to change the exposure. So -4 compensation makes it brighter. Okay. That's partly my mistake. I mean... Yeah, so this is the thing. You can see there, you can see the landscape. I put the light on. It gets darker. That's correct. That's what I want. That is kind of the look that I want. All right, so we're let's try -7. So that's just got darker. Huh? But wasn't it the other way around a moment ago? Oh yeah, that's my number one issue. For some reason it messes with the text resolution. You go into that menu for reasons of. See, that looks all right. Shadows are too dark, but that looks all right. And you'll notice I'm just back to the numbers I started with. There's our midday. Don't know why we don't have any sky. I'm guessing because the exposure for the sky should be 0. Now I actually do this in bugger, what's it called? Atmospherics, I think it was. Survival atmospherics, that was it. So did I tweak that? No. Shut up. Now it's all gone right. Oh, dear me. All right, let's stop running a moment. We'll have the very last of my drink. Sad face, I need some more. Because I have started to hook these numbers up, you see. So there is the beginning of the control. So we're at 40,000 fog, which we've already established kind of doesn't work. We'll put this to fix, which will look horrid, but it's easy to debug. And then I put the compensation to -4, then back again. But I control the exposure of the gradient sky. Based on what? So public float min sky exposure. Float max sky exposure. -14, which is almost definitely wrong, but this means I can tweak them. Because it's possible I actually want to be lit by the sky. But right now, we have the bizarre and confusing situation that the sun is so bright I can't see the sky. Welcome to the world of just rendering. It's not like the old days where it was much easier. Or to be found. I don't think I will be going that much longer, as I am feeling, as I said, quite well, and I may wish to have a little bit of a lie down. I know. I'm supposed to be streaming Astro Trucks tonight as well, because I'm showing that at a show in a few weeks. And again, if you're a patron, you are obviously entitled to come along and play that with us. Whoop. Didn't grab my mouse. Get a bit away from the base, obviously, I meant to do. I meant to press F, not G. Yeah, once this game's done and once it's balanced, it should look spectacular. One of my goals is to kind of get it more or less into the right ballpark for things, and then to do some, not some fake shots, but to put together in engine various bits and bobs. I reckon that the sky should be maybe exposure 14, not minus 14. And obviously at night that would want to be different, but I don't have any concept of day night yet. I'm just trying to get one of them right. So let's put the exposure of the sky to 0, which should be, yay, there you go. But that's way too bright. So this is lighting everything horribly. But you would have thought an exposure of, okay, let's bring the sun up. Right, there you go, that's midday. Again, I'm not actually rendering the sun at the moment. I need to work out why not. But the sky is lighting everything without shadows. So this was minus 14. So there we go. But yeah, that's too much. Let me find a 7. That feels pretty good. It's not a very bright sky. It's the thing about the sky, it's bright. You can't normally look at it. That's minus 6. Now somewhere around here was a hole down to the cold caverns, but I've lost it. As I said, that the frame rate is just atrocious right now, and that's something I have to look at. But yeah, so here, yeah, see what I mean about the sky? I don't change anything. So my eyes are adjusting for the brightness of the inside. That's fine. It's probably too bright in here. So I go outside, and then the sky's like, oh, hold on. And there we go. Now here comes the issue with the sky. So as I go down, the sky should fade out. Actually, that does actually work. Mad scientist. Let me just digress slightly. I mean, you're close, but yeah, I can't render a few kilometers away. No chance. So you're wrong. You're massively wrong. It's not even that. But the reason you can tell, and people were complaining in the chat the other day about fog, the reason you can tell is there's no fog. Very obvious how far away it is. You can't tell through parallaxing, because I have been a little bit smart. Also, notice how smooth, you can't see, but that's running now very, very quickly. It's not just the rendering that's making it go slowly, it's something else. Anyway, that works. So now, as I go underground, these things do not look like they're lit by daylight. And as I go up, well, that wasn't quite what I'll admit. That didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Oh, we're 87% towards the surface. Oh, okay. Is it because I'm in? Yeah, there we go. That's not too bad. It's not perfect, but... oh, see, I'm 20 meters below. That's kind of why. I should probably start the lerp depth at like -32. Let's do that. I like to call it start of underground equals -32. That should mean that, because we are actually, here's the surface, like here, that is actually 30 meters. Let's just, let's have a picture of a 30-meter building. That is not a 30-meter building. Yeah. So this is the thing, assuming that's 30 meters for sake of argument, that's quite a long way. To be fair, it's not enough to actually change the lighting, but that's kind of how it works. I have to base the underground or not on something. Yeah, so now so here we are, we're at the surface, and now we're underground. But that's actually not working too badly. So let's plug that in. There, and we also want, while I'm here, do the fog. I do need to control the fog. So when you're underground, the fog's quite high. When you're in a cavern, it'd be different. So this isn't fog as in Turok. This is as in how much of the transmission of light is absorbed by particles in the atmosphere. Not fog. Well, it is, but it's not. Is it just called fog? That's a terrible name to say. Apparently it is just called fog. I can't believe there's only one thing in the entirety of Unity called fog. But yeah, it's picked the right one. Okay, so these no longer apply. Do we even call me to? Okay. Float fog dist equals float min. Let's call it depth fog equals 400, and surface fog is 40,000 for document, and that's so slow. I'm massively out typing Dev Studio. What is going on? Do override for friends, and we do have volumetric fog albedo. So mfog dot fog attenuation distance. Bet you it's not called that. Is it called max fog distance? Is that the same as fog attenuation distance? I bet you it. Oh, come on, Unity, sort it out. It's like they forget sometimes that people write scripts. Yeah, atmospheric aerosols is absolutely correct. It's not that one. Where's the base height? So base height is right. Above base height should be fogged continuation distance. I haven't seen any of these. There is a Ollie, what? Well, let's assume it's max fog distance for now. I don't think it is. And then we have the albedo. Is that the volumetric albedo or the sky tint? I also had the issue, you can't have black fog in this. That's already bugged me. If you want the fog to make itself darker, you need to make it thicker, not darker. It's additive. Okay. Let's see what this does. Now bear in mind, for those of you who've watched my streams before, I bitch a lot about my webcam and trying to get the brightness and contrast right. And that's a piece of hardware made by Logitech and they haven't got it. Kohaka. What? You said something random about depths of stuff. So let's make it daytime. A little concerning. Yeah, but my point is, I'm trying to do what a webcam does. I mean, that actually looks all right. Not perfect, but that actually doesn't look too bad. I'm just trying to work out where the sun is. I love these. Whatever these errors are. There's something to do with set game object, set game object active, initial light data on. Unity doesn't like something I did. But that looks alright, like... Oh, bugger. Wait, stop working. But that looks okay. Like, that's not perfect. It's not where I want it to be, but it's not completely broken. So first goal is to make it not completely broken. Second goal is to make it look good. And then the third goal is to start getting some fancy screenshots of how much better it looks now than it used to. But I've said to myself 8 months for that. That's my guess, to rewrite all the shaders, because so far I have just stripped out a large amount of the game. It's just gone. Along with the sun. So this is daytime. I can tell because the lights have turned off. It is controlling the correct albedo, so the fog has gone yellow. The exposure compensation is... Ah, right, okay. So it thinks we're deep underground, that's why. Survival atmosphere. What a long... So is it that the global depth... Start of running, maybe it should have been 32, not negative 32. Don't know where the sky is. Where is the sky? Ah, right, okay, yeah. There's the sky. Now the sky should change color as well, and we will at some point control that. But we've now got a slightly, let's say, piss-colored fog. But if I go into this biome here, we should get slightly like a blackberry yogurt flavored colored fog. So we're actually getting a little bit of fog coloring. That's good. Not perfect. In fact, if anything, a bit subtle. Well, I do plan to enable RTX, but I have looked at RTX, but I spent about a day reading what I had to do to get RTX going and just sort of went, yeah, I ain't doing that. So yeah, RTX is planned. I'm hoping that AMD get her off their arse because the Unity now supports DXR, so there's no such thing as RTX. RTX is NVIDIA's name for their implementation of DXR, which is DirectX Ray Tracing. I have yet to see any compelling reason to use ray tracing. And I am a fully paid up member of the Real-Time Ray Tracing Club and have been for a long time. So, I'm the person who should be the most excited about ray tracing. And but the main advantage of ray tracing right now is what's called penumbral shadows. So, where are the shadows? Yeah, here we go. If I make that. So what should happen is as this column becomes further away from the light source, it should get blurrier. And much as I love RTX, I ain't going to start getting excited about that. Okay, so it should start getting foggier as I go underground. It's currently 40,000 not foggy. And now it is still... right, the wrong number is changing. I'm pretty sure. I need to... Yeah. I think this is some ridiculous name. And it'll come to me in a moment. It's something like... no, it's like decay particles or something. I have no idea. So, yeah, I'm for those of you who are new to the streams, this is how the streams work. I get distracted because you ask me questions, but you ask the questions, so whatever. So, let's have a look. Let me see. And I can't show you because of NDAs and shit. Oh, now how do I do the platform breakdown? Please hold. Oh, it's not financial data. I can show you. Main or store admin. Restore admin. It's here somewhere. I get to see a breakdown of the platforms that the game is used on. I've played it on there, for heaven's sake. I sent them a video going, well, I've played it. Marketing, no, might be. You think it'd be really obvious, which is, oh wow, we actually have some versatility rounds. Well, I mean, I can sum it up. I will only support Linux if it's no effort, because it's not worth doing. It's I can't remember the exact stats, so I can't find them. It's something like 0.3% of my players are on the Mac, and 1.2% run Linux. And nearly all of those also have Windows. Like, the number of Linux people who don't have a Windows install is tiny. Mean free path. There we go. I said it was something stupid. Yeah, display name, fog attenuation distance. Name, mean free path. Woosah. Right, I am going to go and grab a drink. You should hydrate too. If I knew how to run an ad, I would, but I don't. So if you guys can just go and watch an advert and then buy some Coke or something, brilliant. As long as I don't depend on DirectX. Sorry. You might list me, what on earth else? OpenGL and Vulkan are massively behind. You watch Dora, I'll get a drink. As I said, the only way I will support other platforms if it's no effort, because no one plays on it. Steam Deck is PC, is Windows. Shut up. It all works. Anyway, back in a moment. Yes, you're very cute. Go back to sleep. No, what I mean is, Steam Deck just works. Comp Lover, are you seriously and genuinely telling me you are a gamer and you only play games on Linux? Because I don't believe you. Are you genuinely trying to tell me you don't have a Windows install and any games that don't run on Linux you don't play? I don't believe you. Also, a couple of, I'm here, right? And the reason I'm complaining about it, about them telling me it doesn't work, is, oh yeah, because it does. It's not very well, but there you go. I even sent this to Valve going, yes it does, what are you talking about? Look, here's me playing it. Works fine. So bear in mind, if it doesn't run on Linux, I'm not fixing that. If it's as simple as picking a Linux build target, absolutely. If I have to do any work at all, not worth my time. It's just not. Oh, bugger. Thank you, Henry. Well, allow me to angrily show the video once more. Runs absolutely fine on the Steam Deck. It's not very good controlled, but runs absolutely fine. The only game that doesn't work is Amputee, but that's only because I can't skip the intro. But runs perfect, no problems. And it runs great, really does. Full marks. It looks good, looks better than FortressCraft 2 at the minute. Again, if I have to do work, probably not, because it's not worth me doing the work. I don't know why it's... Well, I do know why, and I can look at it. Chapter 1 that's unsupported, and that is Kohaku, and I need to actually... I think he said he fixed it. I need to make a build. Oh, where was that? Under here somewhere, under technical tools. Is it because I haven't ticked partial controller support or something? Partial controller support. Not Kohaku, sorry. The other one beginning with a K. No, Complubber, I don't think you understand. We sold like 150 copies on Linux. You can all have the money back and I will never do it again because it's not worth my time. It's really not. The only way it's worth my time is if it's almost literally no effort. Otherwise, it is a very poor idea for me to work on it. So, again, need to remind you all, I don't do this for the lols. I do this for money. I do this to pay bills. I don't do this because I love doing it. I do love doing it, but that ain't why I'm doing it. I'm doing it so I can pay my mortgage, so I can feed the cat. Supporting Linux is something that developers do because they want to, not because it is financially or commercially successful to do so. And as I keep trying to point out to you, it's a really bad idea to do that because of the sheer non-amount of sales that you get. This is why I find it hard to believe that anybody actively doesn't have a Windows install, because you might as well just go, I don't really care what games I play. It's not like buying a console. I mean, I'm assuming, again, I haven't really followed it because I don't do Linux. I'm assuming that lots of games don't work, in fact. I'm assuming by deciding only to use a certain gaming operating system, you can't play a shit ton of games, and screw that. All the reflections and stuff look good. Okay, so let's go to daytime. All right. I'm not controlling the color of the sky yet. How come? So the thing is, when we go inside, that counts as being underground. That's why it suddenly went dark, because the fog is now 400. Phoenix is going much better than I thought. I'm genuinely like 2 months ahead of where I thought I would be. That doesn't mean that I won't just slip back as time goes on. Yeah, but Comp Lover, I don't know why you have assumed it won't work. You made that assumption, not me. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, what do you want me to do? Seriously. I am supporting... I have ticked the box for D3D11, D3D12 and Vulkan. There aren't any other renderers, because OpenGL is just... I don't know to ban them, it might as well be. I was kind of expecting it to be almost impossible to see anything by now. Our fog is 30,000. Oh. Okay, it seems to have stopped. Oh. Right. It suddenly goes from I can see to can't. That's not. Oh wow, so Unity has done a thing where it doesn't update the UI all the time. Oh dear. Well, let's make that 4,000, which should still be much foggier. No, bear in mind, if Vulkan doesn't work, there's very little I can do. This is why I use Unity, so I don't need to do stuff. When I'm talking about, this is what I mean. Vulkan doesn't support ray tracing. When do we get DXR? I mean, DXR's been around for like 4 or 5 years. I just tick the boxes that support the things that I do. Why are these not foggy? Let's try 2,000. Let's try 1,000. Okay. Yeah, I'm not actively going to break it. Like, that would be very silly. And usually, and for any of you who've actually, you know, followed me on this journey, usually I try very hard to make stuff work. You know, wherever it's possible. Hey, there's a big cave just there. I just want to see if I can fix this. They're the wrong values. No, DXR has nothing to do with NVIDIA. DXR is Microsoft's ray tracing solution that NVIDIA package up and they call it RTX. They have nothing to do with each other. And it's weird that NVIDIA have pushed so hard on their marketing for this and AMD have done quite literally nothing. That surprises me that NVIDIA haven't... that's what I want. Let's try 9,000. I'm planning for the torches to wear out and you have to use electric lights, yes. Whether or not I regret that, I don't know. Well, it's not locking down. Why would NVIDIA support somebody else's platform? Why would they ever do that? It's also important to note that quite often NVIDIA are very much ahead of the curve. So what was the NVIDIA refresh rate system called? Can't remember now. What we now call VRR, because NVIDIA managed to get it out and in hardware like 2 years before DisplayPort HDMI actually got around to it. G-Sync, that was it, yeah. But everyone's like, oh, why are they making it supporting their own stuff and why are they making standards? And NVIDIA kind of went, well, that's part of the standard. DisplayPort don't, you know, don't support it. It would be nice if they did, but, you know, they don't. And same with HDMI. HDMI took a long time to catch up to this. Which is embarrassing. I mean, they absolutely shouldn't have. But they weren't prepared to wait for other manufacturers, which, you know, sensible and correct. That 3, 4. Oh, this is so slow. I don't know why. Or what about NVENC? What about QuickSync? What about, oh, what's the ND one called? What about, no, VCE? AMF, what about AMF? AMD have AMF, NVIDIA have NVENC, and Intel have QuickSync. What about them? They're all designed and optimized for their own hardware. They're all shit as well. They are all fucking awful things. I'm a bit confused. I think this is a bug. I said the intensity becomes equal to the underground scalar. I think it should be max intensity. Oh, underground scalar, it was that. Clamp at max intensity. Okay, right, there we go. We clamp the intensity based on undergroundness. They are all shit, and it blows my mind that they're all shit. I don't understand why this isn't a solved problem now. When did Twitch come out? Like 2011. We have had online video game streaming. That was when Justin.tv became Twitch.tv 11 years ago, and still I have no way of encoding half decent quality video in real time. And that makes me very angry, and it should make all you angry as well. And NVENC is awful. AMF is awful, and QuickSync is probably the best one of the lot, which surprises me. Yeah, but the software encoding is shit as well. So bear in mind, I run a dedicated machine, right, to encode my video. I should have bought a more expensive card with a hardware micro. So I'm running on an overclocked 4 point something or other gigahertz 6700K, and it is using up about 25% of my CPU to run this stream, right? 25%. So I'm like, oh, well, surely I can run it up. And no, if I try and increase it, it just dies. So I'm running at 1080-30. I can run at 1080-48, something like that. But the sooner that we do away with the current I'm using 264. It's awful, and I don't understand why computers are so shit at doing it. I really don't. Don't know what media engine is, I'm afraid. Yeah, but Comp Lover, I'm disagreeing with what you say radically, because no, you can't. That's my problem. You cannot throw more hardware at it because it doesn't really scale. I don't know why, but really not. Should be, isn't. Hence why I have the issue that I can sort of stream at 48 1080. Also, and Twitch still limit you to whatever it is, 10 megabits of video. It's much easier to stream high bitrate video than low bitrate video, make it look good, because you don't have to like scrunch it in. The situation with these just annoys me to hell. It really does. I just feel by this point it should be pretty much a solved thing. At some point I will probably remove the light entirely. Just want to make it work with the light data, because it does appear you can fiddle with the intensity a bit, but I'm not quite sure how or why, or how it interacts. I think the problem is, and I have gone into a number of FortressCraft streams, and it's like, oh, cool. Right, whatever you're doing, stop it. I need to fix your video. So many people stream, and it looks fucking awful. And I think that's a lot of it, is that NVENC or whatever, it's good enough. And that's the problem, is it's good enough. And I watch a lot of streams where I'm like, that looks so bad. There we go. Somebody here playing Rocket League. Let's see how it looks. Fine, well, we'll come back to that in a minute. You can't make me watch the adverts. I watched the official Rocket League stream, like the official finals, and went, yeah, see? Ooh, gold. Wait, I paused it and you played an ad. What? Well, I mean, Devtron, the conversation at the minute is about video encoding. What is going on? I pause it and it plays an advert. I wanted to pause the... This is the other thing. Let's be honest here. Twitch is fucking awful. This is why I don't care about Switch at all. Well, I'll press screen grab then. Let's just wait for a... There you go, that frame will do. Let's have a look at that frame. Oh my god. This is what I mean. So this guy has got 5,000 people watching him. And I'll just read back what you said, Comp Lover, just to prove to you, no offense, how fucking wrong you are. Rich streamers can just throw money at it, at their CPU. Really? No, they can't. That is shocking. And looks awful. Yeah, I don't watch Twitch. That's my solution to this. But this is poor, and this is a guy with 5,000 peoples watching it. This is quite a big streamer. I don't know who he is. 4.5 million followers, and that is the video quality that he is doing. Now, to me, that's not acceptable. That was barely acceptable on the PlayStation 1. NVENC is shit. AMF is shit. QuickSync is yeah. It's probably 1080-60. Auto, yeah, 1080-60. I mean, this is the discussion. These things are. Ooh. There you go. Oh, look at that. That's just. Bear in mind, I need to stop and let your stuff, but that is so poor. I mean, you can't tell what that is. It's just a mess. What? Auto just means pick one of these. Mine will definitely have picked 1080-60. That's 1080-60. There's nothing good about that. And this has very little to do with transcoding. The solution to my mind is, first of all, stop with ridiculous bitrate limits. If I streamed only to YouTube, I would use a much higher bitrate. As it is, I stream at whatever the limit is for Twitch, which is higher for YouTube. What am I streaming at? Yeah. I am streaming at 5,000, which is the highest Twitch support. 5,000. Now, if I want to stream 24 hertz 4K, right? Not 60, 24 hertz. The minimum bitrate you want is about 25,000, about 25 megabit. That is somewhat decent video quality. You buy a Blu-ray, which is 24 hertz, 4K, you're looking at 150 megabit. This is awful. But yeah, I mean, Comp Lover. I didn't specifically choose that. It'll be all of these will be like this. That looks a lot better, but not brilliant. Yeah, look. That's awful. Look at it. But I think that might be H.265, which tends to focus on these. But even that, look at it. It's just terrible. And these are big people here. assume, whoever, yeah, Overwatch 2, somebody with 30,000. No, this is not Twitch. This is NVEG, AMF, QuickSync, H.264, whatever he is encoding with on the up. This is not Twitch. I want to get it during the zoom. That looks, again, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah. This is not, again, this has been around for 11 years. 11 years. And yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, you can see it there. Whatever, I said UI element, I think that was. That, whatever that is been completely mashed by the quality. Now, I spent a lot. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time going into people's streams who are streaming FortressCraft going, hey, can I help you fix your stream, please? Because it looks terrible. It looks, that looks fine, but that's because very little is moving. I'm not ranting, I'm educating. As I said, I will probably stop at 5 at the latest because I am honestly not feeling very well. I do need to fix the brightness when you're in the... So here we are on the surface at nighttime. Let's make it daytime. Right. So that's not looking too awful. I mean, comp lover, also bear in mind, I have been streaming since Justin TV. I have been, because I've been making videos. Hell, I started to make videos in '98. That was when I first learned about video compression. So I've been doing this for a long, long time, and I'm very susceptible to it. Lots of people, they don't watch their stream back. But I have my stream up, or well, actually on 2 monitors because I'm not really sure why. And it looks all right. It doesn't look brilliant because I can't. I know how I would solve it, which is to chuck a shit ton of bandwidth at it, but I can't. Watching my stream back as I do that. God, the frame rate's awful. But that's not turning into a blocky mess. Oh dear, that wasn't very subtle, was it? Oh, what did it do that it's not doing now? Okay, let's go and see what the torches look like. So I've now added some atmospherics underground. But that means that the lights need to get a lot brighter in order to cope with that. And probably by this point, whatever I'm at now, we should be at full fogginess. What are we at? -20. Oh, it probably won't be to -32. Well, graphics. Just waiting for the numbers to catch up. We're at 40% underground. There we go. We are now as underground as we can possibly be. And now I need to find that torches in front of me. Find it. That's why I've left the glow sticks so bright. Yeah, see, the glow sticks don't look so bright anymore, but now I don't have any volumetrics from them. I just seem to be going in circles here a lot, which makes me a bit sad. I'm looking at this light, and it's dropping into. Let's go up to 40,000 intensity. No, it don't like that. behind me, that's why. I'm bemused. Go down to a deeper one. Let's turn the fog off a bit. Underground fog is now 4,000. There we go. So I haven't made anything brighter. All I've done is put less dust in the air. Oh, drama in the chat. So why are you at intensity 40 when I said the max intensity should be that number there? I set your max intensity to 40. Are you still fiddling with it? Ah, okay, I'm probably not looking at it on... No, I am. But why aren't they fogging? Like the... I want them to be like that. That's kind of what I want them to look like. They've got a hazy look about them. But I need to do it without fiddling with the exposure. Again, I have genuinely spent a couple of years learning this stuff, and it's still extremely difficult. So I am getting there, and I'm better than. Anyway, let me put that to 4,000 and unpause the game. I think it is working, just very slowly. Don't think it was geared up for. So I said 4,000. Let's just see if that's right. But notice, see, as it gets brighter, my eyes are adapting, and that's also proving to be very tricky. It's more as I wanted it, not exactly like that. But that light, oh, it's getting dimmer. Why is it getting dimmer? Let's fix the light rate thing. Lamp the light's brightness there. This is a clamp on the brightness. Oh wait, updates equals 10. Oh right, that sets the underground scalar. Right. Okay. So this is just configuring, and then we. Right, so the first 5 seconds we ramp the light in. I don't know why I didn't just do this as a. Why don't I do float LR intensity equals map F larp, comma max intensity, comma lifetime. That would have been easier, wouldn't it? Right, do we actually mess with max intensity? Right, that will never work for this. So lights in different places in the world act differently. Equals. Players inside a room. That's a code. Oh, so the default light rate was 4. Probably make that a lot more. I also like going back to code and going, wow, I wrote it badly back then, and just quickly make it much nicer. Like there with the lerp. No. So lights that are on the surface go dim during the day. Lights that are in the cold caverns are blue, and so on and so on. It's actually quite a complicated. It's not just like do this. It is actually quite a lot of code. I mean, the torchlight it alone is 600 lines of code. Oh bugger! I didn't set the new values. Let's do that. Oh, torch ground. What's it called? Torch floor holder, there we go. Okay, so we're going to go with the maximum intensity of 2000. So do we actually set max intensity? Or, hey, Lee Ronaldo. See, my comment confuses me. The comment says maximum intensity on the surface and then dimmer underground. Maybe. might make sense because you get very close to ones underground, so it might be 8 times smaller. So I've just said for every 8 meters we go underground, the intensity goes up by a bit. See, I don't understand why that doesn't just say something like max intensity becomes equal to for daytime. Alright, so okay, let me make some comments here. During the day, lights on the surface and underground are the same brightness. 1/8. During the night, are max intensity. This begins to explain some of my boggles. Don't think I've written this, so that shouldn't really be a scalar, and it's not. That is just the intensity. And that's wrong anyway, because that is saying if we're in the daytime, go to our underground scale, but our underground scale is calculated based on how far underground we are. I'm pretty sure a lot of this is bollocks and needs to be rewritten. Oh no, that's not back to front, that's fine. Did we clamp? Is there a lower clamp? Yeah, okay. So I set an upper clamp. No, wait, hang on. If it's greater than 0, it becomes an 1/8. This is one of those that what I might need to do is just build a whole bunch of torches and go, what are you doing? You also need to remember that I wrote this code, first of all, many, many years ago and over a long period of time. I didn't just go, right, torches, 20 minutes, done. They took a long time to do and to get right. So I cannot just trivially whoosh back and go, right, that's fixed, click, click, click. These are big, complicated functions. Spider-Bot's fine, what are you talking about? Into daytime? I've forgotten this code is there because, I mean, I bet none of you have even noticed what the torches do. Because it's not just put a torch down, it goes. It depends where it is in the world, what the type of day is, and when it's a cavern or not. So this is daytime, and during the daytime, I have decided that it should apparently be 20. Oh, hold on, let me set the light rate to 400. That means it will there we go, very, very quickly. We'll ignore the flashing. Okay, so all the light. Okay, so let's fix that one. So all of the lights are. Let's make them all work quicker. But I bet none of you ever noticed the torches, and people bitch about, oh, if I put too many down, it gets bloomy. Right, stop putting so many down, then, you idiot. Depending on where it is in the world, time of day, caverns, see, that's fine. Perfect, absolutely perfect, no issues at all. Right, so we're on the surface at night. I should really change the colour of the day, so that actually gives me a better idea. It's kind of expecting to be getting dimmer at this point. Right, what is your underground scaler? 1.75? Do you understand? So we do not dim for data. Why don't we dim for... Oh, probably that light is actually underground. As we said before, just to make my life complicated, this is in the middle of a basin. Oh, where's the maximize button? They've changed it, and I keep... Wait. There we go. That's the surface, because I'm a bit concerned that modifies fixing it. So that one's on the surface. Whereas that one is underground, at least to some degree. Can I still paint them? Yes, that even works. Amazing. I even find this one. There we go. Right. Right, so let's make it daytime. So the lights should start to fade. Thankfully, that's not how epilepsy works. Right, so those have faded away nicely. And then we'll go nighttime, and now they will fade up. No, I mean, that's not even how photosensitive epilepsy works. That would have been 15 hertz or some arbitrary thing. I'm here to educate. That's part of my mission statement. Ooh, 13th gel intels apparently are about to come out. Let's get rid of that fleck. I know what it is. It's just I'm overshooting it. That will stop it overshooting. I'm still a bit confused about some of the value. So what we're going to do for the last 5-10 minutes of the stream is I'm going to go and work out the hell's going on. But not here. Somewhere a bit further away. And I didn't do lots of things I wanted to do. But as I said, I spent most of the last weekend on this. So if you watched last week's stream and you went, wow, it's come on so much. Yes, because I spent quite a lot of time making it come on. Fix that too. But let's not do it here. Let's do it over yonder. Around plus minus 32. Good. The lighting looks great. Like, it's sometimes looking great. I just need to make it look great most of the time, not occasionally. I can't even tell what I'm building. I think that's right though. I still like the marching cubes and they're still not happening. But again, if you are a very, very, very clever mathsy programmer and you would like to help me on this game, I will pay you to write the ISO surface extraction for this. It's beyond me. And that's why we have the patrons, so I can hire someone who will be able to help. I'm a bit concerned how bright it was down here. A bit deeper. I think my twiddle has actually broken a few more things than it should. It was only supposed to affect the fog. As I said, though, I'm trying to catch up with many iterative years of development on tweaking all of the things about FortressCraft. So there will be some catch up. I am confused why the light... I mean, that looks cool, don't get me wrong, that looks awesome. But why have I not got fog coming down inside these beams? This is the sun. Back to your sex, boy just went. Get back in your bag. Transplanting the kitty. Right, has this dug this up now? Hopefully you guys are following what I'm doing. Because the lighting is so awful, it's very hard to sort of see what the hell is going on a lot of the time. That has confused me. Oh, well, thank you, Red Wizard. Much appreciated. How much the code base will need to be thrown out? Not that much. Some, but the vast majority will stay. Like the vast majority, because this is not a new game, and I need to keep making sure people are clear on this. I'm not writing a new game from scratch. I am making the old one betterer. I can't see anything. So we've suddenly hit what the game considered underground. To the point where my torch doesn't do anything. And I can't see anything. Even when I throw torches. So this means that the fog is too thick. I will get there, by the way. I will balance this stuff. I think part of it is I don't think the volumetrics scaler goes high enough for lights. I'd like to just say, look, I don't care about it being physically correct. I just want torches to have cool glows around them. Right, world graphics. Depth fog, right, 4,000, not 400. There we go. Actually digging? I had to say Red Wizard was the one I always played. Red Wizard, Green Elf. But when this works, which it isn't today, but when it works, these caves are going to look... Even them, you can sort of... What is that? Is that the... Oh, is that my torch? It's not going to be a new game. A lot of it will be the game I wished it was originally. It's a tidying up of the existing game. Oh, that was my torch. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's got a red tint to it. But getting the torches and the lighting about right is something I'm going to be working on for a few more weeks, I suspect. Because that took a long time in the original FortressCraft to get right. And the frame rate is still absolutely awful. Am I running the profiler? Very quick look. Play. Oh, it is actually. Oh, yeah. Render pipeline do internal is using up. Spending a lot of time on global camera MIP BIOS. Yeah, this is. I'm also using an unreleased version of Unity because I want to be ahead of the curve, on the curve. So every time there is an update to this version of Unity, I will be on it. Because that way I have a chance of actually coming out on a half modern version of Unity. Can't believe how little I can see. Oh, okay, apparently I didn't fix that. But this isn't foggy enough now. I want it to be gloomy and horrible down here. But my choice appears to be not all black. Let's try 2000. So 2000's all right, but now I need the... Now something funny is going on here. At least I can see. I think I want them... Even when the game doesn't work, it's still kind of fun just to dig my way through the world. don't understand why that... Oh, maybe the torch is going dim. Okay. But yeah, I'll begin to finish up now. I expect I'll do some more work on this. Plan to be streaming every Friday, unless something comes up. So please do subscribe. Please do hit the notification. I will continue to harass people on Discord. If you don't want to be harassed on Discord, I'm doing it all in the events channel. I should really fix whatever that bloody thing is. Patrons are entitled to a build, although I haven't made one yet. As you can see, it's quite broken. When it is at least somewhat playable rather than completely broken, I will be making regular builds. So after each stream, the last thing I will do is to make a build. Tell you what, as the last thing, let's fix that blasted down. That O is over it. There we go. Oh. Somehow Arthur has flown away. Normally I use him to work out where I am. So I'm going to do this, and then I am going to go and have a ill old man nap. I am still planning on streaming Astro Trucks tonight, because as I said, I've got to, I do have to make it. Where's the pink? Huh? How am I supposed to fix it if it's not here? Right there. I'm part of the auto excavator. Yeah, now I can see it. Oh, is it a lighting? Ah, gotcha. Let's fix that, because then I can actually see what I'm doing. All of these will be redone. So all I'm doing right now is just trying to make them not broken. And then I will be making them good in the future. There we go. Transparent. Additive. I think it was green. There we go. Now I can actually see what I'm doing, you see. As I said, they're part of these streams are just so no one can go, oh, it's not much work. Oh, it's just a little, just a quick port, just to make a quick buck. I'll make a very slow buck if I'm lucky. Right, I am feeling exhausted, so I'm going to go and have a little lay down. As mentioned before, I hope a lot of you come along to join in FortressCraft. Astro Trucks, if you are a Patreon, you get access. Please come and join. We are getting to the point where I've gone to bed late a few times because it's a really good game. And I just want to fly around in my spaceship and do spaceshipy things. And same thing with FortressCraft. I found myself playing FortressCraft a lot, and that's good. Every 3. I'm not saying Astro Trucks is as good as FortressCraft, and I'm not saying if you like FortressCraft you'll like Astro Trucks, but I am saying I like FortressCraft and I like Astro Trucks, and I don't like a lot of the games I write. I might like them when I start, but I don't like them after a week or a month or a year or 5 years or whatever. FortressCraft, I love. Find myself building stuff happily. Those of you who haven't seen, because I suspect a few people will watch the stream back and skip to the end. I would. I have started on, we do have some new machines already, so that's cool. So the auto extractors are much more complicated. I will probably implement basic ones, but we're actually here pulling away resources. But you can see, look along the glow, this is a tin one, but you can see it's pulling tin up the conveyor, whereas this one is pulling copper up the conveyor, and that's not a oh, it's not letting me pick it. Because I've not scanned it. That'd be why. Yeah, these are all looking pretty fancy. And I will be definitely streaming this next Friday. There may be some surprise streams, but I will announce them regardless, because I know you guys are all much more interested in FortressCraft than in Astro Trucks. But Astro Trucks is the next game coming out. When Astro Trucks is done and dusted, then I will be full-time on this. At the minute, 1 day a week on this, guaranteed, possibly more, depending on, you know, things. So I'm just going to get rid of this, and just so it's in my head in case I decide to fix it. So torches that are above ground at night are bright. Torches that are above ground during the day are dim, and torches that are below ground are also dim. The concept of what constitutes above and below ground is a little vague right now. So we are daytime. At daytime, everything should be in equal brightness, which is pretty dim. At nighttime, this gives me some test data to work on, you see. And I'm fully aware none of you can see anything what's going on, but it's what writing games is actually like. People say to me, "Oh, is the beta ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think you know what an alpha is." So this is technically not even an alpha, but this is what early access games should look like. If Valve had done their job properly, they would have made clear to people, early access does not mean it's completely finished. There's only one level. This is early access. It runs at 15 frames a second and it's broken a lot. But unfortunately, Valve did an atrocious job at educating people, and I'm not strong enough to be the one to teach the entire world what early access means. Let's see. Right over there. And then I'm going to bed. None of you are invited. You're all invited to the Astro Truck stream later, though. More the merrier. Game supports up to 500 players. Star. So if I make this nighttime, then at some point these torches should go dim, like underground. I suppose they haven't already, to be honest. At midday. Unfortunately, this is an EA thing. EA put out pre-alphas which were polished betas. The example I always use is Astroneer. Astroneer came out with an incredibly polished but tiny game and have struggled because of it, because it was not early access at all. It was what we call a vertical slice, which is not the same as a beta or an alpha. But players like vertical slices because players don't really understand games. Anyway, I'm going to call it that because I feel ill. I will commit, for those of you who have access to the source repository. There are a few of you. And I will be back in about 4 or 5 hours with the latest testing on Astro Trucks. So thank you everyone for watching. You're all awesome. Hopefully next week I shall be less tired and things. Oh my god, is that all I did today? Yeah, I guess I spent my time in survival atmospherics there. But I have fixed a bunch of bugs. It is slightly better than it was when I started, and that is important. Dora is missing, so she's around somewhere. So yeah, thank you all. You are all wonderful people. Thank you especially to the Patreons. Just a reminder, Patreons are what makes this game happen. If it wasn't for the Patreons, we would not be here. So thank you again. And if you want access to stuff, let us know. I'm just trying to find where my mouse cursor is.